It's been way too long, far too long, since I've expressed myself here. So let's just get into it. So I figured to kind of ease my way back into it, I would talk about something that's simple and easy for me to approach personally by sharing one of my compact and light travel setups, this one featuring Ricoh GRs. So the main ethos of the setup is to travel as light and unobtrusive as possible, while still being relatively prepared for anything that may come my way during the day. Now, I say relatively prepared because I'm not talking about walking around with a 28 to 300 millimeter lens that can capture literally anything, everything that may come in front of you that day. But to travel as light as possible, I'm going to opt for the Ricoh GR, something that's pocketable, lightweight, still quick, and a very versatile focal length in 28 millimeters. While sometimes I find myself in tight quarters where this works well, every now and then I need a little bit more reach or I want a little bit more subject separation for like a street portrait or something. And that's where the GR3X comes in. That 40 millimeter focal length does give a little bit of extra separation and a slightly different look than what the GR will give you. Now, I can already hear in the comments somebody saying, why would you bring this along when you can just use the 28 millimeter of the GR3 and crop in post? And sure, you could do that. And every now and then I do crop in post. But if you're willing to crop this to a 40 millimeter focal length, why wouldn't you also be willing to crop this to something a little further, perhaps a 60 or a 75? So I think still having the combination of the two, even if you're willing to crop, gives you a wider range of equivalent focal lengths in situations you can cover, which is, like I said, reasonably prepared for anything that may come my way that day. So I have two different focal lengths, two different cameras, a backup in case one fails, while still not taking up much more space in the kit. And that's why I opt for two. Now, if you notice, I'm not really that big on a bunch of accessories for the GR series, things that can nearly double the footprint of it. So you won't see any filters or protective cases or even thumb rests on my cameras typically. I honestly don't even like using these with a neck strap or a wrist strap. As you can see, I've opted for something a little different. These silicone finger loops, which can wrap around your ring or middle finger or whatever finger you want to. And so it gives you a little bit of extra security while shooting, that if you drop it, you got a little bit of a safety, right? While still giving you the availability of using your hands to grab other things while you let that dangle, even out of the way this way. So to me, this is a good, versatile setup that's unobtrusive, is out of the way. You can still put these in your pocket and it won't take up any extra space in there. You don't have to ravel it up when you put it in a bag. To me, it's just a great balance between a little bit of extra drop security and still not getting in the way at all of the camera's operation. And they're cheap. So I really do endorse these like silicone finger loops. And if I can find the link for wherever I got these from, I'll probably throw that in the comments. Now, I did just say a bag, and you're probably thinking, you said this was lightweight and a simple setup. You have two pocketable cameras, you put them in your pocket, and then that's the end of the video, right? Sure, we could do that. And sometimes I do that, but that would be kind of boring, right? So what I have today is this Chrome Industries MXD segment. I think this model is. Now, this is part of the MXD line from Chrome Industries, where I think they had a smaller one called the Notch. They had a bigger one called the Link that had 3 pouches on the front. And then they have the MXD Fathom backpack, which I also own. And I love that bag. I should probably make a video about that one day. And I think I've shown it here before, but it's just a taller version of this. And I've fit Sony A9 and a 70-200 in that bag. And it's just as slim as this one, except it goes on your back like a backpack. So very lightweight and slim. You could walk through crowded areas with that and not have this big bulky bag banging around. Very nice bag. But anyways, this MXD segment, as you notice, these 2 front pouches, which are kind of perfect for Ricoh GR. One of them is lined with like a felt material, so that's already ready for you to just kind of stash that in there. And the other one is just nylon with a key ring in there. Now you could cut this out so you don't scratch your GR, but I opted to just use a lens bag that I had, and I use this as a liner for this pocket, and I'll stick my Ricoh GR in there. And then I have 2 GRs stashed in the front, easily accessible from the front of this bag. And I can wear the bag on the front or sling it around the back, tighten it with the kind of seat belt strap it has here, with a buckle that you can use to release so you don't have to pull it over your head if you don't want to. And so that's a really good solution for storing 2 GRs on you in a small form factor. Now, the good bonus thing about this is if I'm traveling, sometimes I might have some downtime, whether it's a layover or just time in a coffee shop or something like that, where I might want to like take some time to do some editing, offload some photos, and get a look at what I got, right? So this bag looks really small, and it is, but it is at least big enough to house an iPad Pro 11-inch with a simple case on it in the back compartment there, and get completely out of the way. And then I'll just stow the Apple Pencil in this other compartment that has a little bit of organization inside of it, and a USB-C to SD card reader for this, so that I can unload those into Lightroom CC, which will then back them up to the cloud while I'm out and about. So just in case anything happens to my SD cards or my cameras while I'm in transit, they're already in the cloud. I have them. The photos will be ready for me when I get home. I might even throw a battery backup in here, a couple USB-C cables to charge up the iPad or my phone, or charge batteries in the camera here, and definitely throw a few Ricoh GR batteries in this bag, and then you're set. You have this small sling bag that holds 2 different focal lengths, a backup camera in case one of them breaks. You've got extra batteries in there. You've got an iPad where you can offload and edit photos and back them up to the cloud. You've got a battery bank. You can charge these things if you're out for an extended time period. You've got everything you need in this nice, compact, light setup. So that's really the gist of it. It is still simple. It's small, but it's very capable. It's very flexible, and you can scale this up or down for your own needs, obviously. But if I'm traveling somewhere, I get to the hotel room and I want to go out and shoot some street photos, or just maybe on the way while doing something else, if my goal for the trip isn't really photography, but I want to be ready for whatever is going to happen, I might stow these 2 cameras in this small little light pack, and they're there and available as tools when I need them. As I said in the beginning, they can be stowed and get completely out of the way, slung across my back, and I can walk around with them all day, all night, and not really feel burdened by it. So this is the setup to me, because it checks those boxes. It's kind of the perfect setup. 2 Ricoh GRs, or you can do a Ricoh GR and an X100, or an X100 just by itself, or a Ricoh by itself. Something that will fit in a tiny bag like this, that is very capable when in your hands as a tool, but they can get out of the way into a bag like this when you're walking around. That's a dream setup. To me, that is the perfect setup for lightweight and compact travel. So that's pretty much it. That's all I have for you. Like I said, I wanted to just kind of get back in the swing of it, jot my thoughts down, and then I haven't been able to do it in a very long time. So just wanted to get my feet wet with this one. If you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate you for holding on and sticking through it. Probably a little rough because I haven't done this in quite a while, but nonetheless, thank you for being here. Appreciate your time. See you in the next one. Peace.